Dolphins. This might be the Dolphins' time. You know, it's just we'll see. I'm going Bills.
Oh, you're going Bills. Okay.
Yeah, they already picked 1 and 2. I don't know why you guys went in the same order.
Yeah, we did not do a snake draft.
Chris Cody just didn't understand anything of what you were trying to say. Well, he just didn't get that you wanted to pick 2 at the same time. That's who they beating, Chris.
Everybody, actually, when you win the Super Bowl.
Gentlemen.
Hey, that's not too bad.
It's sultry. It's warm.
We're getting back.
Gentlemen,
Rocky.
it's not 100%, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm probably still like 73. You know, but it's better than my 14 that was last week.
That was rough, guys. That was rough. Welcome to the Juice Boy Show, guys. 3 brothers in law, freaking dumb as a rock or rocks. Dumb enough to start a weekly sports podcast. Too stupid. Stop after 58 episodes, guys. Football is upon us. We're in it now. These episodes are
baby.
Just so much more better. Everything. We've arrived. Dog days of summer are over. Whenever you're listening, however you're listening, wherever. We thank you so much, guys. I'm not Juice Boy Joe. I'm the third church Cody. Yeah, we got Juice Boy Joe over here.
Existential crisis?
We got Mr. Paul Pelletier. Guys, the show is hotter than the New England Patriots start to the season.
Hell yeah.
Oh, beauty.
And I did not see that coming, baby.
No.
I was talking so much trash on my team.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, how are we doing? What are we drinking on our 58th episode going into week 2 of the NFL season, week 3 of college football? What are we drinking, guys?
Having Mike and George on the other weeks, and thanks again, Mike, for coming on. That was a blast. Still miss you.
Yeah, I realized we didn't thank him after. Yeah, so thanks for contributing to our.
That's right. Thanks for being on, buddy. After mentioning Jack Daniels
Sole
and Jack
voice of reason in 58 weeks.
That's right.
Threw back 6 shots in 1 hour on the middle of the week. Good for him.
That's right.
Just pounded him down.
So it was on regular old number 7 Jack Daniels. You know,
in honor of Mike from Georgia.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's a Jack and Cokes. I don't have Coke, so Jack Daniels.
That's wild. I literally eyeballed my bottle of Jack as I was deciding what to go with, and I went with just the tried and true Makers on the Rocks.
Hell yeah.
It's just my like I'm not thinking about what I'm going to drink whatsoever, so it just becomes a Makers on the Rocks.
Of course, it's your default.
Exactly. Yeah, it's idle speed.
Guys, I realized I started blabbering on about my golf round. I didn't tell everyone what I was drinking. And then I cut the show, 20 minutes later, I stopped and said what I was drinking, but it didn't sound good, so I just got rid of it. You guys didn't
so
need that.
You weren't drinking at all last week.
Well, I was drinking, but I didn't get to promote it.
You're essentially a Quaker is what I'm understanding.
Yes, I messed up. The whole thing got butchered. So I'm drinking Rieger whiskey.
Oh, hey, you got to drink 2 of them to make up for last week.
I can do that, but they came out with a straight bourbon. Chris, do you remember the Kansas City style? What the difference was with that? It was
I do. It's that they add in sherry, right?
Yes, to be a Kansas City whiskey. They just came out with just straight bourbon, so it's actually a little cheaper too.
We go Rieger.
So beautiful bottle, and it tastes
sherry. Is sherry expensive?
I don't know.
I mean, it's more expensive because it's produced in Spain, and so you have to import it. So I mean, you're adding an imported additive to whiskey. So I mean, it's just extra that you have to do.
No. I was going to say international logistics. No. International logistics brought to you by the Juice Boy Show.
Brought to you by the 3 dumbest people you know.
Yes. we got a big sports doc. It's so much football, guys. Sports Moron Squeeze of the Week, big taters, picks at the end. Oh, let's jump into it. Let's go college football first. What happened to Notre Dame? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
Where do you want to start? Northern Illinois?
Northern Illinois.
It came to play. I don't know.
I mean, is that as big as Appalachian State, Michigan?
What was Michigan ranked at the time? I forgot.
Michigan was 5th. Michigan was 5th, so at least ranking-wise, the exact same.
So I know that Appalachian State was an FCS school at the time, but they're a really good FCS school. It's pretty equivalent. I mean, Northern Illinois? Well, are you kidding me?
Put some respect on that name.
I mean, biggest win in program history.
They were pretty good a couple of years ago with this kid, Jordan Lynch. Remember him? He was like a Heisman finalist. The kid was a quarterback, but he ran for 2,000 yards. So they've been a decent program, but Northern Illinois was able to beat
in front of touchdown Jesus.
Well, and fellas, did you watch that
South Bend?
game? They handled Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame in the trenches. Notre Dame's new transfer quarterback from Duke, whose name I'm spacing on, looked completely unsettled in the pocket from the drop. Could not do anything. Their receivers couldn't look in footballs. I mean, just a piss poor game in all facets of the game on Notre Dame's part. And a lot of that had to do with how exceptionally well Northern Illinois was executing their game plan.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, I watched the Notre Dame Texas A&M game the week before, and my brother is a diehard big Notre Dame fan, and I texted him. I said, I don't think either of these are CFP contenders. I think both of these teams have pretty significant gaps, and I think Notre Dame starts at that quarterback position. I just don't think that he's throwing confidently. I don't think he looks good in the pocket. And then for Northern Illinois to use 1 week's worth of tape and put together a knockout punch.
They just beat him too. It wasn't like bullshit or anything. It wasn't slop. It was, they just outplayed him. Should we give Chris a thought on Nebraska, Joe?
Oh, please do.
Should we give him a one breath?
I think he deserves more than a breath. This is a big deal.
A breath and a half? A breath and a half? We've never broken
breath
the
and a
rules.
quarter. Let's not get too general.
All right, Christopher. We'll give you 2 breath take on Nebraska's beat down of Prime and CU.
Fellas, I'm actually wearing my Black Shirts jersey right now because the Black Shirts showed up and showed out this past weekend. Shadur spent his whole night picking turf out of his teeth. His O-line.
Pick 6 there too?
Pick 6 action, his first in his collegiate days. I mean, the entire second half, Colorado's O-line was holding more than I've ever seen, and somehow getting away with it. Could have been an even bigger blowout had some phantom calls not brought back some touchdowns. The refs were terrible. I mean, I don't think either team came out of any marked benefit by how shitty the refs were. But there were 2 touchdowns taken off the board for them for the Huskers, which is disappointing and frustrating and annoying. But either way, by the time the refs all of a sudden just were incapable of doing their job, that game was in autopilot mode anyway. 28-0 in the first.
Really, at halftime, it felt over. The whole thing.
It was.
It felt over after the 3rd series.
That
it kind of did. Yeah, they just kept punting it.
Deflated. It was beautiful. Nebraska. I see that you've got Nebraska legit question mark. I mean, they're ranked 23rd. This is the first time in recent memory where Nebraska is ranked because they earned that ranking rather than, big media. Yeah, exactly.
That's
trying
true,
to just pretend or force a conversation that nobody in Nebraska fandom thinks that they're ready for. Like, it's nice as a fan to see them at least creep up in those rankings and feel like, you've earned that spot. You've worked your ass off these first 2 weeks. You've got an easier opponent this week in Northern Iowa, who is still no slouch. But after that, the real season begins. You start off with Illinois at Nebraska. They've got a hell of a slog.
3 home games they've had to start.
3 home games or 4 home games to start.
Jeez.
So nice start.
That's a whole month, maybe.
Yeah, beautiful. But they do wind up having to travel to USC later in the season. They have to travel to Ohio State later in the season.
That's gonna suck.
So this season is still going to be a slog. I can't wait to see how they can reach deep, kind of what they can still build. But I am elated with this start, and especially that this start as a proud Nebraskan who has been catching shit from Colorado fans for the last 10 years. I am so grateful that this started sending Deion Sanders happy ass packing.
We got to agree that Raiola's creepily a little too close to Mahomes, right?
I was just going to ask
it's
that,
a little
dude,
much.
as a Mahomes fan,
it's a little much.
How do you same numbers, same hair, same warm up, same throwing motion? Same, like
it's
they actually
weird.
He's been catching a lot of shit
about
that online, and it's just like, oh no, this 19-year-old kid doesn't have a strong idea of who he is, so he emulates someone he looks up to. Like, what a shocker!
But
I'm sure
like,
we all at 19 years old were our fully formed present selves, right?
I was wearing John Cena.
Don't get
and then in addition to that, like, you hear Mahomes talk about him, and he's like, yeah, like, we're buds. Like, we train together. He looks up to me. Like, I feel honored by, the fact that he would want to emulate me. Like, it feels great. I remember doing the exact same to people I looked up to when I was younger. Like,
but it's a lot, though. Like, he did, like, he does the run to the end zone. He does the kick and scream. Like, wait a second,
he does everything.
That's a little much.
No, it's a lot. And you know what? As a Nebraska fan who is just happy to start 2-0, in no way, shape, or form will you talk me into looking this gift horse in the mouth. Like, I don't care.
Are you telling me that you,
Joe? I'm gonna throw it to you for the CSU preview.
Let's go.
Hell yeah!
How do you feel,
yeah, buddy?
How do the Raiders feel?
Hammer the over. All right, hammer the over in this.
Not a lot of defense. Not a lot of defense.
No. All right. No. I think last year, Braden Fowler Nicolosi in I think it was his first start, came out and had like 366 yards and 4 touchdowns. All right. And now it's just like he got,
great game.
They got absolutely killed by Texas. But Texas is looking like they might be actually
the real
like
deal,
legit.
man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they
look okay.
they deserve the number 3. Seeing them destroy Michigan in the Big House made me so happy. I was so happy. So anyway, they're good. All right. And CU is not.
Right.
Okay. CU is not good. Now, I think CSU is really going to contend in this game. The reason I say bet the over is because CSU still lit up 17 points to University of Northern Colorado.
Really? Let's go.
Yeah,
making an appearance on this show.
They do have a pretty, Vincent Jackson when they're back in the day, R.I.P. Vincent Jackson. But so they've had some players that came out of that school. Kyle Sloter. Remember him, Sloter, the old backup quarterback?
What a deep cut.
Hell yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was from there.
How do you know that?
He knows his Greeley alum.
Yeah.
So anyway, they
Study in a yearbook before we hit record.
What is the line for that game, too?
So the line is over under 58.5. Colorado -7, so it's only a 7-point spread. Like,
and it's in Fort Collins, right?
The books seem to think that that Colorado is not gonna show up.
Joey, will you be making an appearance? You were at College Game Day 1 year ago. You were boots on the ground.
It's homecoming this time. I can't go.
But don't they know who you are?
Yeah, dude, they're really gonna miss me. But it's gonna
Prime is not as scared as he should have been because you are going to be there. That's on you, Joe.
I know, dude.
That's fair. That's a good point.
So I would bet. Of course, I'm going to put money on CSU. I'm gonna I'm gonna hammer that, and I'm gonna hammer the over. So let's go, Rammies.
All right, Rammies. Let's hit on the old NFL, guys. Week 1 in the books. Quick hit list, guys. It's back. We haven't done it in a while. Are we ready? Pick your favorite story. Panthers and Giants. Ain't it at all? Patriots. Are it? Question
what
mark?
The hell? Yeah.
The Bengals suck ass again in week 1. How many years are they going to do this? Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels-Williams, Caleb Williams, rookie starters. How'd they do? Did we like it? Watson's a piece of shit, volume 189.
Yeah.
My gosh, the guy just cannot stop being a piece of shit. Favorite storylines going into week 2. Chiefs play the Bengals, I believe.
I'll start this time because I have to eat crow, and then I have to praise my boys because I was talking so much shit on the Patriots. So much. And I
didn't believe.
I did not believe. And I am so proud of Gerard Mayo, the way that defense played, in the way that offensive line just dominated the line of scrimmage. Ramondre Stevenson was incredible.
Played well.
And it's Jacoby Brissett is there, and he's there. He's not he's not throwing picks. He's not turning the ball over. I guess that's all they need him to do.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And so I'm sorry, Patriots. I hope this isn't the Carolina Panthers with Chris Winkie that won the first game and then lost 15 in a row. So let's.
I mean, it still may. That was what you predicted was lose them all.
Speaking of the Panthers, guys, you could get into the opening home game for the Panthers for $1.80. I saw online.
$1.80. That still seems like too much.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay parking still. That's Bryce Young did not look good. The Saints, who are supposed to be terrible, looked like
Bryce
like,
Young looks like the next Paxton Lynch. Like, welcome to being benched in every professional football league.
Poor
feel
kid
bad
is
for the
just
kid.
lost.
But his organization's not doing any help.
That
No
entire
weapons, no
organization
line.
is trash. There's nobody that you put in there that they bail them out. Like, someone could go in, ball out, look pretty damn good, but I don't see anybody dragging that front office to relevance.
I would be shocked if they win a game this year. I mean, like dude, their best offensive player is Chuba Hubbard. What?
Dude was a beast at I think Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but that was like 5 years ago.
Should the NFL investigate? Like, is something just, or is it just morons? Or like, we could run this, right?
David Temper is a moron. The guy is the
Juice
worst
Boys
owner
fun to purchase the Carolina Panthers?
Let's do it.
Could that be
David
the next
Temper is
one?
the worst owner in the NFL, and that includes a dude that has the haircut like a porcelain doll in Oakland, and
Lord
Jarrah.
Christmas.
All right, and so
Jarrah.
it's just, yeah, he is so bad. He threw a drink on a fan last year. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just like the guy's horrible. So it's just they should probably just take over that franchise.
I think they should just come in and just take over and just
take
have
it
a
over.
bidding war for, Lordy. Guys, Bo Nix, Bronco fans, what did you guys think? Were you impressed? Were you pleased? Are you happy with where it's going?
Or pleased? How could you be impressed or pleased? How could that possibly be the question that you asked for of that? No.
Yeah. That offense looks anemic.
Oh, no.
They need some help. They need some help. I'm still willing to believe that Bo Nix has the capacity, but
Yes.
you got to get anybody who can get a yard after contact. Like, no one
Anybody?
broke a tackle for 68 minutes. Oh, my God, it was bad.
How long do you give Sean
Anybody?
Payton? How long do you give Sean Payton?
Oh, dude.
Before it's
4
like
more
maybe
years?
he's the
I mean,
problem?
it's just no. He's not the problem. It's just they just don't have the talent right now.
I think Vance
Like, they just-
Joseph is one of the problems.
Yeah, well,
That dude
the fact
has
that they brought him
lost
back
the
is
thread.
just-
They keep bringing him back, and I don't understand why.
Dude,
Like they brought him back. Like, how do you how are you a head coach for a team, get fired, go to another, and then come back as a D coordinator? I mean, it's just different for like if you leave or you retire and come back. You got
No,
fired.
he got ran out of town.
Yeah, and like came back like 2 years later,
yeah.
like 3 years later. It was like, what the hell happened? It's like that'd be like us bringing back Hackett. It's like, no, what the hell? You know,
Nothing
was
can
there-
bring back Hackett.
Nope.
As much as I'm all on team fuck Vance Joseph, Nathaniel Hackett exists in a world of his own.
Was there anything-
I was very disappointed. Very happy to see the Broncos defense in the first half, like getting two safeties. They were flying around. I don't know what happened in the second half. They just kind of seemed deflated. And yeah, those two picks that Bo Nix threw were bad. You know, but they were bad. But they had a chance. If they could have got a stop, it was 3rd and 10 with 1:48 seconds left. They could have had a chance to get the ball back with 1.5 minutes. Yeah, that wasn't good. That was
Is
not.
there
That
anything
that was a little defeating.
in week one? It's just a little early, guys. Don't freak out too much. Is there anything weirder than the Steelers quarterback situation at all? Is that
Yes, everything
just
that
getting
Deshaun
weirder?
Watson has
that's
done in
fair.
the last
That's
4
fair.
years.
Like
Yeah.
how are they playing him? You have Jameis Winston on that team. Just play Jameis Winston.
dude?
I mean, just like
He's
what are
bad.
you
Did you,
doing?
did you fellas
He's
see
bad.
that people online think that they found his burner account?
Who's
Oh.
Watson's?
Deshaun Watson. He keeps assuming that it's him, so I'm going to talk as if it is Deshaun
Of course,
Watson.
we have to. Yeah.
But he keeps referring to himself as four going to stand back in that pocket and continue to deliver greatness, despite how poor that O-line play is. That's dangerous. That's whatever.
He was hit like 18 times.
And he keeps talking about like, oh, Ford just needs to move on to a better fan base and bring his greatness to a program that's
Is it Brett
ready
Favre?
to build around him.
It's
I mean, it's if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. Like I don't want to know whether or not it's him. I want to believe that it's
Let's
him
just believe
because
it like it is.
it's amazing. If it's him, it is a completely unhinged maniac, Deshaun Watson, who is on his AB trajectory now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great. He's on the AB Expressway, baby.
100%.
And now, did the Browns find an out with this newest allegation from 2020? Did they write enough? Is there the loophole in their way there
You
where the
have
Browns
to
can
have.
get
Well,
out of it?
No. No,
I
you
don't
don't have to have, because there's still the Cleveland Browns who offered him, what was it, $260 million guaranteed.
And said, we don't care about the off-field stuff.
Yeah,
we don't
like
care about the
the
off-field
dumbest thing ever, matched by the second dumbest thing ever of also not even building yourself in a back door.
stuff. Wouldn't that be just...
It was just horrific.
He's not even
that's
fired.
fully
You read the
guaranteed.
fine print and like, guys, you didn't put any out in this.
Yeah, we bricked ourselves into this situation and then started the fire indoors.
I think his contract states anything moving forward, but I don't know if there's anything written about what if new things happen in the past. But they also didn't have the moral compass to care about it the first time. So why would they care about it this time?
What's one more in the face of 26? like now you're gonna suddenly grow a moral compass.
And then it's obvious it's only about football in the contract. So it's like you guys are all pieces of shit. The whole it's just a terrible piece of shit.
They don't care that all these allegations are coming out. They care that he sucks.
They care that he sucks on field.
They care that he
Yeah.
sucks.
Terrible.
You know, and it's like, and they have a team, and he sucks, dude. Man, their defense is good besides getting freaking torched by Dak and the Cowboys.
Who got paid?
What the hell?
Dak got paid.
The Cowboys are not good. They're not good. I just don't get. I don't.
Joey, no. We're in early seasons Cowboys.
Oh, that's right, guys.
They're like the anti-Bengals. You know,
chapter
they start
one,
off
chapter
red
one.
hot. They're gonna start off like 7-0, like 7-1,
And pulling Eagles.
You know, something like that. Just go on a tear, and then wind up in a wild card position, lose in the first round, and then we were so close. We got them next year. Like that.
All right, favorite week 2 story going into it, guys. Bills and Dolphins play Thursday. That's a great game. Bucks and Lions face off.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm
Bengals,
looking forward
Chiefs,
to.
Bears, and Texans. Stroud versus Williams. Steelers, Broncos. I guess. What's your favorite storyline?
You guess. Guess Steelers Broncos. All right. Now the only way Steelers Broncos is going to be like cool is if Russell Wilson plays. I think that now they
He's
originally
already
said
the
that he's
backup,
not.
though. They've already announced it.
They are. No, they did. But then they also said today in practice. Now we're recording on Wednesday. Today in practice he was limited, so he's not scratched yet. And so
What was the injury though?
His calf. It's padded up, inactive.
Yeah, he's
it's
playing as a football player, even though his professional job is football player.
Yeah, it's his Halloween outfit. Packers
Like,
culture
you can
in
take
there.
a week off. We all know
that
you belong in pads. Like, it's fine. We've seen you before.
Justin Fields did nothing. Justin Fields did nothing to be like, okay, he needs to be our guy. They had 6 field goals. He didn't have. They had 6 field goals. He didn't have one pass over 20 yards. So it's just like, no.
Did you see a spray chart of his nothing in the middle of the field and nothing down?
There's just no. So that's not gonna work. And so it's just if Russ is like, hey, I'm good, coach, on Friday or Saturday, they might do it.
Mike Thomas is going to flip a coin, right? He doesn't know what the hell to do. He's like, guys, can anyone take this job, please?
But if Russ plays in Denver, that place might burn to the ground. People hate him here, you know. And so it's just like if he runs out there, Denver will be the loudest it's been since 2015. I mean, it'll be
booze, right? You're gonna drown in booze.
Yeah.
Fellas, let's talk about 49ers and Vikings. Sam Darnold, congratulations on winning this year's Josh Dobbs Memorial backup quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, who steps in and wows people and captures everyone's imagination for a couple of weeks. Like, way to go, Sam Darnold. I want to see him do this in back-to-back weeks. Like, I want to see the
going
Vikings
up against the Niners
in back-to-back years on the back of second string, third string. And meanwhile, they're going up against Mr. Irrelevant. Like, we've got 2 teams helmed by people who were passed over, people who were forgotten, and 2 dudes who are like coming in and playing lights out with heart. Like, I would love to see Sam Darnold ball out again this week, if only just because I think that's a hilarious storyline.
I'm ready for football and chili. Yeah.
No, I love chili.
I mean, you're allowed to actually make chili whenever you want.
No,
it doesn't have to be.
You're an adult. You can do that.
That's not how it. You can't do that, guys.
You can do that whenever you. Of course you can. But
I'm gonna do for the sports.
I'm gonna
talking,
make
boys.
chili this weekend.
No, the cops will
Just
come,
to
guys. I
piss you
swear
off.
to you, the cops
I'm
will
gonna
show
send
up.
you a picture of the chili that I make,
The cops will show up.
I'm gonna take a spoonful of that chili, put it in an envelope, and mail it to you.
Guys, the cops will show up. You guys think I'm kidding? You think this is a bit? They're
gonna
show
eat
up
some
and make
chili
too early. That'll do it for the sports hockey, guys. Show.
Bye-bye.
Music break. Squeeze of the week, guys. Moron Mountain, our favorite segment. Before we kick off that, listener Kendall sent in a little voice message about last week.
She's not a former listener anymore?
I think she's
former listener Kendall. She hates
I think
us.
she's listening again, guys.
I don't think so.
Detroit Lion fan who we railed last year. I railed. I guess you guys stay on her side, but
That's true.
That's right.
Oh, no. She was former listener because you didn't buy her that shirt that you were harassing her. Like, hey,
I think there's a few different reasons why she was former, but she might be
just a
back.
general disdain for McCoy, I guess.
We don't need to
So
go into all the details.
Yeah, last week we did best. If you needed someone to tear apart a locker room, what player are you choosing? We found some fun ones. We'll try to clip it later. But Kendall sent a voice message on her favorite story that she's heard.
Excellent.
Okay, let's hear it, Kendall.
Okay, I have a fun toxic locker room story
It's
about the
McCoy.
Detroit Tigers, and I figured it'd just be easier to send this to you than type it all out. So this is back in like 2012 or 2013, I think. So when the Tigers were like pretty hot, we had Prince Fielder on the team at the time, Miguel Cabrera, Verlander, all the boys, and so we had this rookie on the team, Avisail Garcia. He was like mini Miggy, is like whatever we called him. He was really great. He kind of resembled him. It was like a whole thing. And they're basically, one day Miggy had like pulled his groin. He's on the DL, and then Avisail gets traded to the White Sox. So obviously at first nothing really comes up about it, but basically come to find out that Avisail Garcia was sleeping with Prince Fielder's wife.
Oh,
And
my God.
Miggy and Prince Fielder were like really close, and there was like a whole locker room brawl, and Miggy got hurt during the brawl, and basically they were like, fuck that, we're obviously not going to continue with our star players getting hurt, so they immediately traded Garcia to the White Sox. Okay.
guys, well,
I mean,
there
a
seems to be
fate worse
theme.
than being sent to the minors, being sent to the White Sox.
Oh my God.
Because you were a rookie and you slept with the star's wife?
He was like your mentor?
Yeah, what an idiot.
Jeez.
What's up with this wife? Come on, man.
There's so many.
Yeah, I feel like there's some fair play to be placed there as well, huh? She was the one who took those vows.
Oh my gosh. Damn, that's like the third story that we've heard about this. Of like someone just fucking around with other people's wives.
What's
a locker room? It's a team.
bad.
Except
not bad.
for the one happy ending where those two dudes swapped wives and then they lived happily ever after. Yeah, that was
so
the only one
bizarre.
where it wound up well. Every other time that
It
come
doesn't
up,
work.
It's just
It doesn't
it's just a total disaster.
The odds are against you. Oh gosh. Thanks for sending that in, Kendall. Christopher had a Moron Mountain nominee.
I did.
What do you got?
It feels like a lazy Moron Mountain though, because this man has found more routes up Moron Mountain than I think almost anybody. I'm nominating Stephen A. Smith. It feels a little bit like the Roman Coliseum. Like I feel like every single week there's something that could be said, but this one in particular. So on First Take on Tuesday, he was talking about Deion Sanders, his role at Colorado. Feinbaum had mentioned that he expects Deion to be looking for an exit ramp if he doesn't already have one planned.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith's point in that was that he agreed Deion should be looking for that exit ramp, but he thinks it's because Deion deserves to be looking to coach at one of the premier SEC football programs. He thinks the issue that Deion is running into, to where he started off 4-8, is now 1-1, is that Boulder is not a place where Deion can recruit. And he thinks the SEC is a place where recruiting really matters. And it's amazing because he's making this case about how Deion's inability to draw top talent is the reason that Dion is failing at Colorado. And in that same argument, he also mentions how he brought in an entirely new O-line of blue chip transfers and a 5-star true freshman recruit. So he's talking about how he is drawing in some of the top tier recruits in the entire country, and they still suck balls. So even in his own argument, he manages to disagree with himself and make the exact opposite point, completely barring the fact that, do you know how people wind up getting those premier blue chip football program head coaching opportunities? It's by kicking ass and taking names at the lower level and showing that you can coach people up while you're not recruiting at the same level that an SEC program can offer you, rather than vice versa. You're pulling in our style of recruits already and leading them to utter and complete trash garbage on the field because you are an inept, incapable coach.
Oh, he's going. He's going,
Oh,
baby.
my God. Stephen A. Smith, even you recognize how stupid that was. You argued with yourself, but I get it. You are a man who has continually failed upwards because all you know how to do is run your mouth, and I can see what you see in Deion Sanders.
Bravo, Chris.
Nice.
Wow. He went for it.
Yes.
I just
Drinks
blacked out.
up.
What's
was
where are we?
blacked out.
Yeah, drinks
What
up
just
to
happened?
I
you.
like you. You're crazy.
I don't know if we can disagree with that.
No,
I
I could go rewatch it. I was like, did like, was that real life? Did that actually just happen? Or was this some sort of fever dream? So I had to go and look it up again today and watch it a second time to be like, I had to have misheard something. There's no way that he makes one point and then makes the exact opposite point in the same rant. But nope, he did that.
So, but what's all this talk about Shador and Travis Hunter being 1 and 2 overall picks? Or is that
that's gone
not
out the
top?
window.
I don't think that has. I think that could actually still happen. But
The Panthers are going to have the number 1 pick. Are they going to give up on Bryce?
exactly, and then pick Shador.
You think Prime would let him go there?
That'll fix it.
Yeah, well, that's true, too.
And then they'll bring in Prime to be the coach.
Oh, did you just stumble on that, Joe?
I just thought of it.
You think David Tepper and
Is that,
Prime are
is that
going
a
to
put it in the book? I'm willing to stand
Oh,
behind
let's
that
put it in the
take,
book,
or
baby.
is that just like I'm spitballing here?
I don't think Dion would allow it. He would say, nope.
Shador and Dion
Prime? Okay.
to
okay.
Carolina.
Guys, Nathan Getch is back. Friend of the show.
All right.
Nathan Getch.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Juice Boys? I have a bone to pick with Mr. Pulp Pelletier.
Oh, pick it, buddy.
In response to
Pick
you shitting on the Vikings last episode. Sam Darnold has never been a starter on a team with some decent support around him. He played very well this week against a less than stellar Giants team. Man, the Giants are bad. Danny Dimes is not a
Oh my God, he is who we thought.
who we thought he was. Yeah,
He
I don't want to
is
make a
garbage.
prediction since the last time I did that. Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles, and it was Nathan's fault. He made the prediction. I blame
about
Nathan.
that.
All I want to say is give Darnold some time to prove himself with a good supporting cast. So I think he's putting Chris on Moron Mountain.
We're just talking shit.
I will put Chris on Moron.
I mean, that's fair. I may as well build a cabin up there. But no, I mean, I'm glad that like earlier in the show, I already kind of gave some praise to Darnold. I love it. Consider me impressed and blown away by the performance that he put on the field this last weekend. Yeah, you're right. The Giants are garbage.
They're bad.
Like, they are
so
trash. But that defense isn't. Like the Giants offense is complete garbage, sure. But that defense is perfectly fine, middle of the road. And he still went and balled out and looked good. He came in as an extremely hyped up college player and was expected to excel in the NFL. I root for Baker Mayfield in the same way of just like I like to see dudes who've been down on their luck fight back and continue to get better. I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm with you, Nathan.
Joey, how many touchdowns did Saquon Barkley have not on the Giants this week?
Oh, I think it was 3.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
it was.
3.
Yeah.
Not playing for the New York Football Giants,
Yeah,
but
but getting me 33 points in my fantasy team.
damn right,
so
me too. Let's go,
baby.
Saquon.
go, boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending that in, Nathan. You are right. You are right. He wins. We'll give him that one. Give him that one. All right, guys. I got a Moron Mountain. Oh, it's been a while for me.
We're really going around the horn here.
Yes, we are. I'm going Isaiah Likely and Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Why?
All right. Now, okay.
Do you want to know why?
Let's suck Patrick Mahomes off for a little bit. Here's
No.
Everybody take a pause.
Obviously, when we watched week 1,
Go grab a drink.
Isaiah Likely's toe was on the line.
Maybe get a snack.
Right?
It
Yeah,
was on the
Joe,
line.
it was on the line. Lamar Jackson in the press
costing me a lot of
conference
money.
said,
I know, yeah.
I still think it was a touchdown. This guy must be a flat earther. The toe was on the line. What are we even doing here? Why are we even talking about it? And then,
So I've heard this too. Why does it matter if your toe tap and then you go out of bounds, but you can't heel first? So his first possession.
it's just your foot.
His first possession was the heel, and then it came down with the toe. So his heel was in bounds before his toe was out of bounds.
No, that's fair. I saw that in a college game as well, actually, and had the exact same thought. Did not notice that's funny that you bring that up. I literally had that same thought. I can't even remember what game I was watching this weekend, but the exact same thought.
I've never had that thought. Nope, never had it. So then Isaiah Likely.
Well, you haven't had a lot of thoughts total, so sorry, go ahead.
Isaiah Likely has the best game of his young career. He'll probably be a stud.
Hell yeah.
He's so fucking stupid. He says, this is probably the worst game we're going to play all year. If this is the best that they got, good luck in the postseason. Does he realize that he's talking to the back-to-back Super Bowl championship Chiefs?
Oh,
Like,
you're
how
right. He probably
fucking
doesn't know
stupid
that.
are you?
It's probably
Like, how-
helpful that
I
you
don't think
told
he
him.
knows that.
How stupid can you be? Like, oh, wait till we get to the playoffs.
That's right.
He's going to be
You've
so
done
embarrassed
nothing.
when he listens to this episode and
I know.
realizes who he's talking about.
Like, what are we even doing? Like, you're just so dumb.
I love it.
But like, you're just spitting stupidity. Like,
It doesn't
well,
matter.
wait till we
I
get
love
to the
that.
playoffs.
I
Like, if
love
that's the best they
trash
got.
talk. See, that's all you got because Lamar
The Chiefs
Jackson
lost
threw that
the week
game
one.
away. He threw the game away.
Yes, also, he threw it away. Wide open Zay Flowers. Lamar Jackson ain't it when it comes to pressure, staying in the pocket, making a throw.
And wide
Likely
opens Isaiah Likely. If he didn't airmail that, I likely wouldn't have got hurt. He was open by a mile. Throw a
Yes.
dart right there, it's over. The Chiefs
So-
did not deserve to win that game.
But they did. So what are we talking about? The Ravens are the team that if they talk loud enough, then they'll be like relevant or something. The Chiefs have already moved on the second the game. It's week 1. Wake us up when it's the playoffs. This was like the Ravens Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wasn't sliding. I'm putting Isaiah Likely, Lamar Jackson on Moron Mountain. Freaking
Wait, why is Lamar Jackson included in that?
because he was saying, I still think it's a touchdown. Obviously, it was not a touchdown.
Should wear white shoes,
He's gonna
dude.
back his boy. Like I don't think
By being
that's-
that dumb? That was you can say it's unfortunate, but like to say, no, it was just wrong. The whole thing's wrong.
Part of his foot was down before the toe. I like him.
What foot does he have to stand on for the playoffs? He just got his ass kicked last
His
year.
heel.
Oh my gosh. Joey, if people like all of us, me, Nathan, Chris, want to submit their Moron Mountain
Everybody but you,
nominations,
really.
Yeah.
I did it
Moron
last
Mountain.
week with my
You'll be
bad
back next
boys.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squeeze League, how can they do so, my friend?
Friends, junkies, juice junkies, listeners. You can submit your most outlandish sports take or Moron Mountain nominee by emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com or send us a DM on Instagram at juiceboyshow. If it has the pulp, damn juicy pulp, then we'll read it on the show. Chris.
Oh.
Oh, can we get that again? That was
nice.
beautiful. I think you can do it.
Chris,
Okay, never mind. Yeah, the
Yeah.
first time was better. Sorry to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
you do that.
who's sponsoring today's show?
Fellas,
No, that hurt my-
college football season is back in full freaking force, and I recognize we're all looking to do our part to help our favorite team in any way we can. Which is why this week's episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by the proud tradition of grown men tweeting obscenities at high school children.
Okay.
Yes, the modern era of college football rolls right along, and proud, drunken, idiot fans no longer have to wait till players are on campus to begin harassing them relentlessly. And the favorite approach to helping to swing would-be commits to your favorite university is, of course, rage tweeting at high school children that their entire life is a failure if they don't appease you, a total stranger.
Damn right.
Grown men tweeting obscenities at high school children is your opportunity to demonstrate why a potential recruit should come to your favorite program because you, a grown man tweeting obscenities at high school children, are showcasing the unhealthy level of obsession those children can expect from your fan base for the next 4 or more years. Grown men tweeting obscenities at high school children.
Is that a public service
Because
announcement?
your ass never touched the playing field doesn't mean you can't harass children who are already more successful than you.
That's right. Coach put me in taking state.
Thank you, Christopher, for that lovely. I had to pay a lot of money for that.
It is absolutely horrific how that happens and how people down south and SEC football is larger than anything. I think it's like got more of a fan base than any sport, than anything that exists is SEC football. And these people are freaking psychotic. Just listen to the Paul Feinbaum show and just think that, like, I guarantee Dr. Pulp, I mean, would know about this with being his Liberty North and these 5A schools. Just it's appalling.
Nuts.
They're children.
Yes, they are. All right, this week for our big potato, our big tot, we are going in honor of Jordan Love getting hurt in Brazil.
In honor. I'm sure he feels so honored by
fourth quarter in the last couple of minutes.
Your goal is to name the 2 biggest injuries that derailed a season completely for a team, for a franchise, for an organization. What are the 2 biggest, most impactful injuries that changed the outcome of the season? Feels over after that. Joey, would you please go first, my friend?
Yeah, I will. So I'm going to keep this with NFL because the NFL, every single game matters. And I'm going to go with one that was the beginning of a new age in the city that I live in, but one of the most catastrophic things that's happened to a guy that is revered, built a hospital, was able to have so many fans that they built this beautiful
with his own
stadium.
hands?
Yes, he did. All right.
Beautiful.
I'm going the neck injury of Peyton Manning in 2010. All right. That
huge.
That was absolutely catastrophic. Now, it happened. Everybody knew he was pretty messed up the season before. They went 10-6 and they lost in the wild card. All right, but previous to that, they went to 2 Super Bowls. They won 1. Peyton Manning, obviously in Indianapolis, that his resume speaks for himself. But him having that neck injury, having to go over to Switzerland, get the fusion, get all of that coming on.
Yeah.
That next season, the Indianapolis Colts were historically bad. Okay, just absolutely horrific. They went 2-14. Curtis Painter was their starting quarterback after that. All right, and their two wins came in week 15 and 16. So they started the season 0-13. 0-13 after losing only Peyton Manning. Okay, that is
very impactful injury, Joe.
That's a very that's a hell.
So this is the team.
Of a good
they still had Donald Brown, they still had Joseph Adai, they still had Pierre Garcon, they still had Reggie Wayne, they still had Austin Collie, they still had Dallas Clark. Okay, you lose Peyton Manning, you go 2-14, you start 0-13. That is just that is unbelievable. What the impact that one dude can have. And put that in the opposite direction. The Broncos signed him. The Broncos were absolute trash. They had two good years with Jake Plummer, right? They had 2 good years with Jake Plummer, and they went to the AFC Championship game. I love Jake the Snake. But from Elway to Peyton was abysmal, right? That was absolutely abysmal. And he comes in because of this ridiculous injury, because of this ridiculous thing. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And it was huge for the Broncos. Got them a Super Bowl. Peyton still lives here. It's like, wow,
that Orlovsky that came in and actually won them a game.
Yeah, it was Dan Orlovsky at the end. Yep, it was that.
They almost didn't get the first pick because of that. Because Orlovsky came to play. He showed out.
And they won back-to-back games, 15 and 16.
That's a good start.
Hell of a pick.
I'm gonna go a little different. I'm going to go. So this is the week of 9/11. It's been 1 year since Aaron Rodgers came flying out of that tunnel with the American flag.
Highlight of his season.
And for 30 seconds, the country was united. Like, that's pretty badass. I don't love Aaron Rodgers, but that's a pretty badass.
It was mostly like, that's a cool moment. Fuck that guy, though. Huh?
Yeah, like, fuck this guy. But he was coming to New York for the first time. The buzz was crazy. The whole offseason was so annoying. But for that one moment, the country was together. And then just like this country now, after 4 snaps, the whole thing just fucking fell apart. And the whole season, they actually won that game. Do you remember they won that game?
I can't believe that Zach Wilson came in and won that
Zach
game.
Wilson came in and won it.
Beat
the whole
Buffalo
season
Bills.
was abysmal. Oh, they were so bad. I remember me and Joey watching during the holidays.
Sad because it's the Jets, but it was if it wasn't the Jets, it would be sad to watch.
The Jets.
To be a Jets fan, and that's it. To have such a high of this dude running out with a flag on 9/11. And he's your new
Aaron
quarterback.
Rodgers.
And it's Aaron Rodgers. You think that Jesus Christ has come back? And
Dude,
after
they just
4 snaps.
Think about them again this year. We got Aaron Rodgers again going back home to play in his hometown and the team that didn't pick him back in the draft. And they got freaking steamrolled without Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. But with all the hype, it was where the
Awful.
Jets going to the Super Bowl. Who's going to beat that defense? All the weapons. Such a patriotic moment. It was, and then just Christopher. Can you beat Aaron Rodgers?
I feel like I've got a great, so by the way, we're officially switching this to a snake draft because I'm going to make pick number 1 and pick number 2 back to back.
Okay. That's a
calling an
joke
audible.
move.
Yeah, calling an audible. There are no rules. Let's talk about the 2022 season and 2 of the most consequential injuries potentially in football history. Maybe not in football history, but continue to have impact, 2 seasons later. So in week 2, down goes new guy at the helm, Trey Lance. The 49ers traded away the farm to move up in the draft to go get who they thought was going to be the next phenom quarterback so they can finally move away from the marriage that was never meant to be between the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. And where does that lead them? Right back to the man they didn't want, Jimmy Garoppolo. Starting after Trey Lance busts his ankle, is out for the season. They're like, all right, well, shit.
We got to throw him out there.
We got Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, we know what we're getting with him. It's not going to be anything all of that impressive, not going to be anything all of that pretty. But then fast forward to week 13, that 49ers team is humming along decently. They're playing pretty well. And all of a sudden, Jimmy G goes down for the season as well. There are all of these questions about, can Trey Lance come back in? He's starting to take some snaps at practice. Coach Shanahan comes in and says, absolutely not. He is definitively out for the season, cannot take any sort of contact, nothing whatsoever. And in steps John Harbaugh's illegitimate son, Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, steps into the helm and leads them to the NFC Championship game. Balls out to the level to where Jimmy Garoppolo winds up traded away to the Raiders to go be nothing, no one, and forgotten.
Yeah,
Trey Lance,
but expensive.
Expensive. Trey Lance is now the third string to Dak Prescott, doing everything he can to emulate Dak, including the male pattern baldness, but is otherwise forgotten. And meanwhile, Brock Purdy is still at the helm, still leading that offense and looking damn good while he's doing it. Like, this is a guy who likely would have been running a scout team somewhere, if not for those two injuries.
Crazy.
And is instead has been in the postseason in back-to-back years. Incredible.
Incredible.
I love it.
Trey Lance, dude, never going to get an actual shot ever again.
No.
No, did you see him in the preseason? He threw like 5 picks.
That's right.
He's terrible.
He's not
terrible.
good.
Oh gosh, Joey, second pick.
This franchise saw Peyton Manning leave, And then they decided to let Peyton Manning go. And that's what led to the derailed season with Curtis Painter, which they intentionally tanked to get the prized possession of Andrew Luck. All right. Now, Andrew Luck started off his career arguably as good as any quarterback like we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like this dude could run, he could throw, he was great. He was great. They just never had an offensive line. And he just got absolutely pounded. And the dude was a baller. And so he'd lower his shoulder and try to run through you. And eventually he just couldn't take it. He just couldn't take it anymore. So he missed basically an entire season in 2017, came back in 2018. And what did he do after missing a whole season? 39 touchdowns, 4,600 yards passing, one comeback player of the year. All right, they went to the divisional round of the playoffs and they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. But the
never heard of them.
The Kansas City Chiefs. But so after that, after winning comeback player of the year, a few weeks before the season starts, Andrew Luck does what? Retires from the game at the age of 29 years old. All right. Now, this is coming off a 39 touchdown season, 4,600 yards. I mean, that is outstanding. That was outstanding.
Yes.
He retires and never came back, completely screwing over the Colts still to this day. They have not 100%. Recovered. They have not recovered to this day. After that, their quarterbacks were Jacoby Brissett. All right. He was like, the poor guy really tried, you know, like he's still playing. He's the poor guy's still really trying, but he's not it. Brian Hoyer, backup. All right. That's award. This is not going to happen. Then Phillip Rivers. Okay. That worked. Then what did Phillip Rivers do? Retired. All right. So then the next season, they come in. Carson Wentz.
Oh man, just kept trying to stop the bleeding year after
Michigan
year.
State player.
Just drop it. Carson Wentz, and then unfortunately Matt Ryan.
That's right.
Oh my
they
God.
just kept going.
12 with Matt Ryan. Oh my Lord.
When you think it's over, it just doesn't end. Just insert old guy here.
It just doesn't end. So it's just wow. Two unbelievably consequential injuries have plagued the Colts for now going on 15 years.
Well, and then all of a sudden last season, Anthony Richardson is building some real hype, building some real steam, and then he gets knocked out for a season.
And then they get Gardner Minshew.
All right, guys, I'm going to switch it up. Am I going to be the first one to switch up sports? 1985, 1986, Michael Jordan breaks his foot.
Of course you knew Jordan.
And only plays 18 games. Thus, the Bulls' whole season obviously over, except for Jordan comes back in the playoffs, scores 63 against Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics at their prime. This is when Larry Bird said, I think I saw Jesus on the court tonight, guys. So he played 18 games that whole season. The year after that was the year that he averaged 37 points a game. So the stats, the records we talk about with Michael Jordan, this is all with a game or with a resume where he only played 18 games one of those years. So imagine if he gets another 60-plus games, he's going to average over 30. He only averaged 22 for that season. His rookie year, he averaged 28. The year after he came back, averaging 37. So they missed out. His records, all of these things missed out on this one season. He also averaged 45 points against the Celtics in that series when he did come back from injury. So imagine this was
well rested.
Crap.
He shot 45% from the field as a guard. So this is the Michael Jordan who just dunked on everyone, layups, mid-range, and didn't miss a shot. So imagine what we would have seen, just a human highlight reel in the second year, jumping over people, scoring at will, going to the bucket. Oh, beautiful. We missed out. The world missed. I guess Chris did a snake draft.
Yeah, they already picked 1 and 2. I don't know why you guys went in the same order.
Yeah, we did not do a snake draft.
McCoy, you could have picked 4th.
Chris, Cody just didn't understand anything of what you were trying to say. He just didn't get that you wanted to pick 2 at the same time. He just could not understand it.
Couldn't fathom it.
But he
No,
made it.
it's-
He's here with us now,
Yeah.
so he moved
I know
at
he can
his
hear
own
me.
pace.
I know he can hear me, but I'm talking to you. Okay. He had no idea what was going
I
on.
could not
barely knew.
fathom what you were pulling off there.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I got.
hey,
all right,
Cody's
can I
good
get
at
a-
this
can I-
game. He's not just short. He's slow.
He's slow.
No, all right. So honorable mentions here. One of the ones that for me, like one of the most catastrophic ones that derailed the franchise, Terrell Davis. Right.
Yeah.
Started his career
Okay.
1,100 yards, 1,500, 1,700, 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. MVP next season, 4 games, 211 yards, 5 games, 282 yards, 8 games, 701 yards. Retired. Just horrific. The Broncos won back-to-back Super Bowls. Next year they won 6 and 10. They didn't make the playoffs again until Jake the Snake. Rough. Remember, Juice Junkies, you can listen to the show on all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please follow and rate the show and leave us a review through Apple. And we encourage you to follow the YouTube and Spotify channels. Just push that subscribe button. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Join our Juice Junkie community. Cody, back to you.
Yes. Chris, how are we doing picks this week? Who won last week? Week number 2.
Fellas, the three of us made 9 picks last week. Do you know how many we got right? 2.
Oh,
Jeez.
I know I lost the Iowa over by a point.
Joey, you went 1-1-1. No, you got it. You got over 35.5. It was 36. So
I
you
thought
got
it
it
was
by a half a
40.
point.
What?
So you went 1-1-1. I went 1-2. McCoy, you just whiffed.
Just
So here's what we're
swing
gonna
and a
do.
miss.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna take a week off. We're gonna each collectively go have a good cry. We're gonna think about what failures we are at gambling. We're gonna come back next week refreshed, ready to restart picks again. I'm not even gonna tell you how the Wheel of Degen did, but it won.
Damn it.
What we're gonna go ahead and do this week is instead we're gonna let's just take this week off. Let's talk about preseason. Well, first week of the season predictions
Yep.
for conference winners and for award winners. And we're gonna try this whole picks thing again, and we're gonna go ahead and wipe the slate clean and just let everybody start at zeros, starting in week 3. How's
We're
that
all
sound to y'all, you boys?
That's right.
Sounds like a plan, guys. All right, last year I beat Joe. Who won this one? Joey?
I did.
Joey won.
I did.
All right, Joey, you get the first pick. We're going to make our divisional picks: MVP, comeback player of the year, defensive offense player of the years, rookies of the years for offense and defense. Joey, NFC West, my friend. Is it the 49ers to lose, or are you taking someone else this year?
49ers all the way. They've looked absolutely dominant in the first game, but that's it. 49ers.
I was going to say, Chris, you picked Seattle last year like a dum-dum. Who are you taking?
God, I hate going with like the obvious pick, but like, yeah, I'm going with Mr. Irrelevant here, boys.
Me as well. That is an easy division. NFC North. That's the Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. Chris, we'll do a snake draft. What do you got?
Yeah, give me the Lions. I honestly might have gotten squirrely and gone with the Packers had Jordan Love not gotten knocked out for the first few weeks of the season. Like, I think they're just going to find themselves behind.
I had them already. I had them winning the Super Bowl. Lions.
That's true. I'm going to take the Lions too. A lot real spicy stuff going on, guys.
Okay, listener, go ahead and take a breather. Take a nap.
NFC East, guys. Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, the Washington football team. The favorites are most likely the Cowboys or Eagles.
You know what? Just because I think you're both going to pick the Eagles, give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, I got to go with Eagles because I fucking hate the Cowboys.
I'm going to take the Cowboys after that first
Oh,
week.
okay. All right.
I'm going to go with you on that. They're a hot team. I don't know if I trust Sirianni and Hurts. NFC South, guys. Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks. Most likely a Bucks Falcons 1-2 punch. JoJo, you get this pick.
Ooh, baby, the Bucks. After that first week, who knows what's going on in Atlanta? But I already had the Bucks last week. I got the Bucks and going to the divisional round again. They can't make it to the championship round. They're not good enough, but they can win a playoff game.
It's Baker, baby. I love it.
Baker, okay.
Dude, Kirk does not have it. He does not have it this season.
I'm going to take the damn Falcons then. Too much talent on that roster. They'll get it figured
I
out
agree.
at some point, right? They got to get it figured out.
So stacked.
Let's move to the AFC, guys. AFC South, Houston, Colts, Jags, and the Titans. Is it Texans to lose, Christopher? Or Joey, or whoever the hell.
I would
Joe.
be shocked if this is not a Texans sweep across the board. The Jacksonville looked decent, but they couldn't pull it off.
true.
I'm going Houston.
Give me Colts.
Wow.
Oh,
Just because I don't
love
want
it.
Joey to be right about it being a sweep.
I'll take the Texans. Got nothing sexy there. AFC East. This is an interesting one. We got Dolphins, Patriots, Bills, and Jets. How do you feel about the Jets? Is it Josh Allen against Tua? Chris?
Yeah, give me the Bills. I still just don't trust Tua with the ball in his hand.
JoJo.
I want the Bills. I do. I'm definitely not going to pick the Jets, but this might
Going
be
Patriots?
No, this might be the Dolphins. This might be the Dolphins' time. It's just we'll see. I'm going Bills.
Oh, you're going Bills. Okay. I'll take the Dolphins then, damn it. Still too much talent. They got the receivers for
Not a
it.
bad
Too many
pick.
shit
I
together. Yeah.
just don't trust Tua across an entire season.
AFC North guys, Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. This is also a tough one. Ravens to lose.
Okay,
Of course it is. I said last week that the Ravens are going to win the AFC.
Yeah, I think Bengals have just too much distraction going on the sideline. They are not cohesive. Give it to the Ravens.
Me too. There's just nothing.
Just sweep on
Yeah. AFC West guys. Anyone taking anyone but the Chiefs?
No.
Who wants it?
You
smart
can just
man.
leave mine blank.
Chris had the Chargers last
the.
year.
He's going to take an L.
Who do you want, Chris? Do you want a blank? I'll give you a blank, damn it.
Okay.
Done.
That's
I
fine.
don't want it. He
Chris
won't
got a
do
blank.
it. He won't do it.
All right, guys.
Just put the Broncos in there
MVP.
just for fun. Yeah.
MVP. Who are we taking? Last year, Chris took Jalen Hurts. Joe took Joe Burrow. I took Pat Mahomes. MVP. JoJo, who are you going to take this year?
The ungodly bias that is obviously shown towards the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that first game was ridiculous. 4 in a row illegal formation calls, and you're not going to call it on Jawan Taylor. I mean, that dude's breaking rules every single snap.
He led the league in flags last year. He's fine.
He is
They're calling
horrible.
plenty on him.
He's horrible.
He is not good.
But with that being said, Patrick Mahomes, dude, like he has not won in a couple years. Like this, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but
You love
I think
it. You love
I think he's going to win MVP this year.
Christopher, are we taking Mahomes too? Clean sweep?
No, I'll leave mine blank again.
Pick somebody else.
No, just kidding. I'm going Josh Allen. I mean, watching that Bills game, like Josh Allen was single-handedly the only reason that the Bills came back in that game. He is throwing for touchdowns. He's rushing for touchdowns. Like, he is laying it all on the line because I think that he realizes that window does not stay open forever. And if you want that to stay open, you're going to have to go out and prove it and do something extraordinary.
I'm with Chris. I mean, Mahomes is the guy, and he should win, but Josh Allen has no weapon. They're looking for a storyline. It's always about the storyline. Lamar already has 2. Who else can we give it to? It's not going to be Burrow. Josh Allen's going to will his way to an MVP and then not make it to the Super Bowl like he normally does. All right, guys, comeback player of the year. This was a fun one. Last year was the DeMar Hamlin debacle, and he
Didn't win. That
Joe
was
Flacco
ridiculous.
out of nowhere.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like,
Just
can you
a
imagine? Like,
disgrace.
Flacco's like, man, I didn't have a speech prepared. I forgot that I was nominated because, oh my God, how do you not give it to DeMar Hamlin? You
Right.
idiot.
Odds are Aaron Rodgers, number 1, Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Anthony Richardson, Nick Chubb. That's the top 5. You can take anyone you like, obviously, but those are the betting favorites.
I'm gonna take a flyer here. I'm going Anthony Richardson. I'm doubling down on my thought that the Indianapolis Colts are gonna surprise people. That 60-yard bomb this weekend looked
a bomb.
beautiful.
It was a bomb.
And meanwhile, like Kirk Cousins looks like shit. Aaron Rodgers is gonna just be mediocre at best.
I mean, I don't like that because if I did, then I'd just be once again eating crow for my dog shit take last week.
Yeah, you did say you can't
Anthony
throw the
Richardson
ball.
can't throw.
Yeah, that was,
No, I should have
flat-footed bomb.
yeah, like 70 yards. I mean, I think it was what 58 yards
I
in
think
the
it's
air.
like 55
that was just,
yards in the air.
That was like on a dot. I was like,
spectacular.
oh, man, that was ridiculous. I cannot, with any part of my soul, pick Aaron Rodgers. No, so I'm gonna go Nick Chubb because I think when he comes back in week 6 or whatever, then
Dude, that injury was brutal.
it was brutal. But he's a freak. He's a freak.
He is. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm taking Joe Burrow, guys. He just was bad. He was terrible. He's supposed to be the top 2 quarterback in the league. He still has the
that's
weapons.
the thing is, like, to be comeback player of the year, you have to, like, come back better than you were before, right?
But he's coming back from injury, right?
Like, it's not, like, is it good enough to just, like, okay, you stepped up and you're still Joe Burrow? Like, is that all that it takes? Because, like, if so, then, like, I don't know how Joe Burrow isn't, like, minus 800.
That's a good point. Don't ask too many questions because I don't know the answer to it.
Oh, okay.
He was just hurt.
Back to you, Cody.
Coming back. Yeah, he's coming back. He was hurt last year. Come on. Defensive player of the year. Last year we had Sauce Gardner, Aaron Donald, TJ Watt. Two of those guys still got to be. All right. Number one, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, Max Crosby, Aiden Hutchinson.
You know, I would love to see I would love to see Will Anderson win it after winning the Rookie of the Year last year. But I think with just once again, I'm going to take the media and Regency bias. I'm taking Micah Parsons. I think
Odds on favorite. Nice.
Everybody. Now, I already had all this written down last week, you know, so before we even talked about this, but Micah Parsons is going to win it just because people think that he has to. I don't think
That's
he'll
true.
earn it.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll earn it, but I think that's my pick because everybody says he's the best. He has to win it. Now, that's only if TJ Watt gets hurt. Otherwise, it's his.
Boy, shout out to former listener Kendall, who will never hear this. I'm going Aiden Hutchinson.
Let's go.
Dude is a freak. He just has a motor that does not quit. And on the back of a Detroit Lions team that is going to be on everybody's radar because they are punching and kicking and ripping knees and ripping chodes just like Uncle Joe taught them. He is going to be a standout on that defense.
I'm going to stick with TJ Watt from last year. He was balling last year, and then he got hurt.
He was. No, it's a great
he was
bet.
kind of on. That's just tough to get rid of.
He's so good.
Offensive player of the year. Tyreek Hill, Saquon, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp. Do we like any of those? Who we taking for offensive player of the year?
I do like those. I like all of those.
Oh,
But the one that I like the most that I picked on my board at work, I'm picking CeeDee Lamb. I think that he is going to be
He's
the
whole
complete
offense.
focal point of that offense. He had like 115 something catches last year. I think he might be pushing for like potential record this year, especially with that 17th game added.
Dudes, I'm going with 3 touchdowns for the Eagles. Fuck you, New York Giants, Saquon Barkley. I think
that
this
would be
is
awesome.
out party. Like, all of a sudden, he's on a year to where he is not just wanting to step above his former self. He wants to make that former self look like he was utterly hamstrung by the team that he was on, and he is playing like it at least in week 1.
No one's
You
going to
going
take
Justin
Tyreek
Fields
Hill?
again?
I'll take Tyreek Hill. That was not a hot. Yeah, he's now a backup. I'm going to take Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, baby. Number 1 odds. They're going to get him the ball. He's going to get 1,000 yards, bajillion touchdowns. Defensive rookie of the year. Joey got this right last year. Will Anderson, you get to start us off. Defensive rookie of the year.
I'm going Dallas Turner for the Minnesota Vikings. Oh my God, he's the betting favorite.
Oh, you're taking the betting favorite. Nice job.
I didn't see the lines, dude. I was just okay.
I am going with Jared Verse.
Oh, you
so
bastard.
For those of you who don't know, he is a dominant defensive lineman fresh out of FSU that is now stepping into a vacancy that I don't remember who stepped out of it. Somebody out in the LA Rams.
Aaron, two first names.
Somebody. I don't know. Some fella. I mean that's a defensive squad that has been dominant and expects dominance, and he is stepping into a role on that squad where the expectation is you go right at the teeth of this offensive line, and I don't care how many people they throw at you, your expectation is to win.
I'm going to take Chop Robinson for no other reason because that's a badass name.
That's a great
Chop
name.
Robinson? Are you kidding me? I know nothing about the guy, but Chop Robinson?
Amazing.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, guys. Who are we taking? A little more fun on this one. Oh, man, is this Caleb Williams to lose? Oh, Caleb Williams, the betting favorite. Jaden Daniels,
for
Marvin
sure.
Harrison. Old Marvin one-catch Harrison in his opener. Xavier
Wide
Worthy.
open for the game-winning touchdown, but my quarterback isn't tall enough to see me, Marvin Harrison.
It's bow time, baby. It's Bo time.
Are you taking
All right,
Bo?
I'm taking
Cool,
Bo
man.
Nix, dude. I don't like
man.
that first start. I don't like it at all. But I also did not like Caleb Williams' first. I don't know.
No.
Or Jane Daniels' first start wasn't great.
Or Jaden Daniels' first start. You know whose first start I did like, though?
Worthy's was okay.
It was everywhere. This was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But it's Bo time, baby. I'm taking him.
I'm jumping out in front of McCoy and going with Xavier Worthy.
Oh,
Guys, I will take Caleb Williams, the guy we've been waiting for 4 years. If no one wants to take him because of one lousy start, come on. He's got all the weapons. He's got the team. Be smarter than that, guys. Gosh dang it. Super Bowl picks.
No, I will
Bo
not.
time.
Thank
It's
you.
Bo time.
Super Bowl picks. Joey picked the Bengals last year.
It would have been good
Chris
if he
picked
had
the LA Express.
Sure did.
And I picked the Chiefs. Man, I was right. Let's go. Super Bowl picks. I'm taking the Chiefs for the 3-peat. I'm just going to get it out there now. Christopher, who's your Super Bowl
shocker.
winning?
Well, who are they beating, Cody? Who are they beating?
Probably the 49ers again, honestly. It's going to come back again. It'll be the third Super Bowl with those two. They just seem like who's going to beat the 49ers? Maybe the Lions? I just don't see
Yeah,
that.
I actually want to go with the Lions, but like Joey's been talking about that as his pick for like 3 straight weeks, so I don't want to steal Juice Boy Joe's pick.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just give me the 49ers so he can have his pick of the litter.
Oh, you're so
I know.
That is
So
nice.
one of you.
That is nice. Who are they beating, Chris?
Everybody, actually. When you win the Super Bowl, you're beating everyone.
Who are they beating?
Hey-oh, hey-oh.
You dick.
What? I'm right.
I know. But who are they beating in the Super Bowl?
Oh, I don't know. That's yet to be seen. I can't wait.
LA Express.
LA Express. Damn it, guys. That's the end of the show. That's it. We've derailed it. Chris can't even pick an opponent. Damn it.
What?
Can't do it.
I won this
Can't-
last year. I won
Can't
it.
do it.
I got the Chiefs.
Yeah,
for a
okay.
three-peat.
And that's what you said that's what won you the entire thing when I had more correct picks.
Yeah, but I
No.
picked a Super Bowl winner.
Joey won this
doesn't
last year.
matter.
That's the hardest thing to
It
do. is
doesn't.
pick the
It
Super
does
Bowl
not matter.
winner.
It
Damn
doesn't matter.
people.
Total picks. They're all one single check or not check.
Thanks for listening, everyone. 58 episodes of the book. Guys, big
We'll be back with
6-0.
regular ass picks and hopefully a less sorry outcome next week.
Love you, everyone. Happy week 2.
Bye.
Bye.